Blitz. Hello everyone, this is Mike with BetBlitz. Welcome back to your source for daily sports picks. Another big day sweeping all of our plays. We hope you guys were able to cash out on our plays from yesterday as well. But today is a new day and we are looking to provide you guys again with some of the best picks on both PrizePicks as well as Underdog. So if you are new to the channel, take a moment to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you can have early access to our picks as soon as we post and before the lines get bumped. Also, take a moment to hit the like button. We do have a like goal for this video, and if this video gets above 150 likes, we will be dropping bonus picks for you guys in our next video, so take a moment and hit that like button. Also, at the end of this video, let us know down in the comment section below which of these picks that you will be taking, as well as the ones you won't, and any other lines that you think have a great chance of hitting. And if the picks in this video aren't enough for you and you guys would like access to even more picks, click our link in the description below to gain access to the outlet. Their top tier sports analysts are dropping plenty of picks daily. This is a premier community to be a part of, so if you guys aren't already a part of the outlet, make sure you guys go click our link in the description below and use code BLITZ to gain 15% off. Today we will be getting into the NBA's Thursday slate of games, so again, take a moment and hit that like button because if this video gets above 150 likes, we will be dropping additional picks in our next video for you guys. So take a moment and hit that like button. For our first pick, we will be under the PRA tab, and this time we'll be selecting Bam Adebayo for less than 35.5 PRA. Taking a quick look here on Outlier, and by the way, if you guys would like to try Outlier for yourselves, click our link in the description below to gain a free 7-day trial. We see that this line, Bam Adebayo, has actually failed to exceed in 6 of his last 10 games. Additionally, through his last 20 games, this line, Adebayo, has failed to exceed in 50% of them. Last season, this was a line Bam Adebayo failed to exceed in over 70% of the games he played, including the regular season and playoffs. In this season, it's a line Bam Adebayo has failed to exceed in close to 70% of the games he's played. Head-to-head versus the Toronto Raptors, this line Bam Adebayo has failed to exceed in 5 of his last 7 matchups. Now, Bam Adebayo and the Miami Heat will be facing off against the Toronto Raptors defense that this season has been pretty solid overall, especially when it comes to defending against their opponent's PRA totals. Nearly top 10 defensively in each PRA category, giving up few points, rebounds, and assists to their opponents overall. And when it comes to defending against opponent bigs, the Toronto Raptors are again the same, not giving up plenty of points, rebounds, or assists to the opponent 5 position. Here's the Raptors' defensive numbers against opponent power forwards for those of you who want to see that as well. Not ranked as solidly, but again, not giving up too high of a PRA total. But overall, coming into this game, we don't like Bam Adebayo to reach this line. Now, taking a quick look here at his minutes, we see Bam Adebayo is getting a solid dose of minutes per game through his last 10 games, nearly 35 minutes per game. However, his minutes have not necessarily translated to an increase in his overall PRA total, again falling below this line in the majority of the games he's played this season, and that is mostly due to his very poor field goal percentage through his last 10 games, getting up near 16 attempts per game but shooting sub 40% from the field. He has taken a lot more 3-point attempts this season from behind the arc, but shooting very poorly at under 30% from behind the arc. So overall, coming into this game, we don't like Bam Adebayo to have plenty of opportunity to reach this line. On his career, Adebayo has been a solid scorer as well as rebounder, not too much of a playmaker. This season, averaging a solid 20, 10, and 3 through his first 70 games this season. So again, coming into this game, we do feel this line is a bit higher than it should be, and that ultimately Adebayo will fall below it. So for all these reasons, we'll be taking Bam Adebayo for less than 35.5 PRA. Now for our next play, we'll be headed over to the points plus assists tab, and this time we'll be selecting Kevin Durant for more than 30.5 points plus assist. Taking a quick look here on Outlier, we see that this line Kevin Durant has actually exceeded in 6 of his last 10 games, nearly exceeding it in all 10 of these games. Through his last 50 games, this line Kevin Durant has exceeded in 50% of his games. Last season, this line KD exceeded in over 50% of the games he played. And this season, he's on over 50% of the games he's played this season. And head-to-head versus the Philadelphia 76ers, this line Kevin Durant has exceeded in 2 of his last 3 matchups. Now Kevin Durant and the Houston Rockets will be facing off against a Philadelphia 76ers defense that this season has been pretty solid overall, especially when it comes to defending, or rather has not been very solid overall when it comes to defending the opponent's points plus assists, giving up plenty of points and assists to their opponents overall, and ranking near the bottom of the league defensively in both of these categories. Here's the 76ers defense against opponent forwards, again giving up a fair share amount of points plus assists to the position. Here's Philly's defensive numbers against opponent power forwards for those who want to see that as well. And we'll also show shooting guard as well for KD, as he does a lot of ball handling. But overall, coming into this game, we do like Kevin Durant to have plenty of opportunity to reach this line. Now taking a quick look here at his minutes, we see Kevin Durant is getting a solid dose of minutes per game through his last 10 games, over 35 minutes per game. And one of the things we do love about KD is his super high efficiency from the field, despite being a volume shooter, nearly 18 attempts per game through his last 10 games, but still shooting over 50% from the field. And as of late, Kevin Durant has just been red hot from behind the arc, over 45% from 3 through his last 10 games, on a solid 7 attempts per game. And KD has also shown a great ability to play make through his last 10 games, nearly 11 potential assists per game. So overall, coming into this game, we do like Kevin Durant to have plenty of time as well as opportunity to reach this line. Now on his career, Kevin Durant has been a phenomenal scorer as well as a solid playmaker this season, averaging close to 26 points per game and just under 5 assists through his first 76 games played this season, and coming into this game with a tight Western Conference matchup nearly coming to an end, with the Rockets and the Lakers tied 50-50 in the win column, and the Rockets being on a 7-game win streak. We do like Kevin Durant and the Houston Rockets to come out aggressive to protect this streak and for him to reach this line. So for all these reasons, we'll be taking Kevin Durant for more than 30.5 points plus assist. Now for those of you guys who are wisely making picks with Underdog as well, we want to share with you a couple of plays that we thought had a great chance of hitting, and that is Jaylen Brown for lower than 0.5 double-doubles, Jalen Brunson rather, as well as Jakob Poeltl for lower than 0.5 double-doubles. And if you guys like making picks on the traditional PRA stats, but would also like to have access to making picks on whether or not players get double-doubles as well as triple-doubles, click our link in the description below and sign up for Underdog using code BETBLITZ, because when you do, you'll receive a free pick as well as 1,000 bonus cash. And right now, Underdog is going absolutely insane with all their free picks and discounted player props, as well as promos that they drop as gifts in their lobby on a day-to-day basis. So if you guys are already on Underdog, make sure to go lock these plays in. We've been cashing out on Underdog all season long. And if you guys aren't on Underdog yet, again, click our link in the description below, sign up using code BETBLITZ to claim your free pick and bonus cash, and trust us, your profits will increase. Now for our next play, we will be under the PRA tab, and this time we'll be selecting Derrick White for less than 23.5 PRA. Now taking a quick look here on Outlier, we see that this line Derrick White has failed to exceed in 9 of his last 10 games. Through his last 20 games, it's a line Derrick White has failed to exceed in 55% of them, and a line that this season White's failed to exceed in over 40% of the games he's played. Now, Derrick White and the Boston Celtics will be facing off against a New York Knicks defense that this season has been very solid overall when it comes to defending against their opponents' PRA totals, not allowing too many points, rebounds, or assists to their opponents overall. And when it comes to defending against opponent guards, the New York Knicks are again very solid, top 10 defensively in all PRA categories, not allowing too many points, rebounds, or assists from their opponents overall. Here's the Knicks' defensive numbers against opponent shooting guards for those who want to see that as well. But overall, coming into this game, we do like Derrick White to fall below this line. But now taking a quick look here at his minutes, we see Derrick White is getting a solid dose of minutes per game through his last 10 games, over 34 minutes per game. However, his minutes have not necessarily translated to an increase in his overall PRA total, again falling below this line in the majority of the games he's played, and with the return of Tatum and the ascension of players like Peyton Pritchard and the MVP level that Jaylen Brown has been playing on, Derrick White has kind of got a little bit lost in the shuffle with this Celtics team, getting up only about 10 attempts per game through his last 10 games and 42%, which is not very solid for the amount of attempts he is getting. His 3-point shot has also taken a huge hit, just 33% through his last 10 games. And again, having to share the ball with a lot of ball handlers on the Celtics defense, or offense rather, not getting too many opportunities to play make. Under 7 potential assists for a guard is not very nice. So overall, coming into this game, we don't like Derrick White to have plenty of opportunity to reach this line. Now, Derrick White on his career has been a phenomenal contributor this season, 16, 4, and 5. But again, with the many changes to this Boston Celtics roster and how well other players around him have really been playing, again, we do feel Derrick White has been a bit lost in the shuffle for this Boston Celtics defense, and that he ultimately will fall below this line. So for all these reasons, we will be taking Derrick White for less than 23.5 PRA. If you're new to the channel, take a moment to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you can have early access to our picks as soon as we post and before the lines get bumped. Also, take a moment and hit the like button. We do have a like goal for this video, and if this video gets above 150 likes, we will be dropping bonus picks for you guys at the end of our next video. So take a moment and hit that like button. We do want to drop bonus picks for you guys. And again, if the picks in this video aren't enough for you and you guys would like access to even more picks, click our link in the description below and join the outlet. These guys have the top tier sports analysts with a premier community surrounding them. So if you guys do want to be a part of this awesome community, click our link in the description below and sign up using code BLITZ to gain 15% off your access. We thank you for watching. We thank you to all of our channel members, and we'll see you in our next video.